Good morning. Welcome to the Community for Conscious Living weekly live broadcast. Today is October 27th of 2024. The Community for Conscious Living is a community dedicated to personal transformation for universal harmony, healing the planet by making inspired changes in ourselves and in our daily lives that create a sustainable environment and a peaceful world. We're here to heal our hearts, to heal the past pain and trauma, to really come into our own pure essence and to act as such, live as such in harmony with the planet of which we are all one. Today's topic is about restoring self-trust, right? We are here to make mistakes. Mistakes are inevitable, but sometimes when we make mistakes, we really lose faith in ourselves, especially if the mistakes are accompanied with embarrassment, humiliation, shame, guilt, all of those things that we sometimes take on. Those energies naturally want to hide, right? Those are the things that make us want to hide inside of ourselves, shrink inside of ourselves, to not be seen, to, like hide our mistakes. And in doing so, it hides our light. It hides what we're here to really be in the world, and we can really hold ourselves back. So in today's meditation, what we want to do is we're going to do a process. We're going to use Ho'oponopono process in this one and really speak to that part of ourselves that is hiding behind our mistakes and invite that part into a forgiveness relationship, into an invitation to peel back those veils from the inner spark and the inner light, because no matter what has ever happened to you in your life, that inner spark, that inner light is still there. It's still there, and it's still burning inside, right? And as long as we deny it and hide it and cover it over, we get that sense of, I want to say depression. I don't want to make a clinical diagnosis, but it is that feeling of that lack of fulfillment, that unsatisfied, dissatisfied part of ourselves that is just burning to be seen and heard and expressed, because we are here. We are here for that, right? There is a breath of spirit that breathes each and every one of us. There is a breath of spirit that is breathing you. And that breath of spirit wants to be known. It wants to be expressed, it wants to be known by you, right? The breath that's coming through you wants to be known by you. It wants to be expressed so that you can experience it and you can know it and you can just be it, right? That's why we're here. So, that's where we're going today, going on a journey with that. And my prayer for you is that at the end of this session, you will have a forgiveness relationship with some part of yourself, and that inner spark will have some vibrance, and you'll have some assimilation of that spark inside of you with your conscious body, right? Your mind, your heart, and your belly, right? Your being. So let's go ahead and come into our circle. Let's come into our circle sitting side by side, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee, coming together as one. In the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let's bring everything to face toward the center of our circle. It's facing your eyes, ears, nose, mouth, your whole face, your throat, your heart, your belly, facing everything to the center. And so we come together as one. Let's call on our source. The name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your pure divine light. Just imagine this pure divine light is coming into the space in front of you, streaming into the space all around you. And just let this light fall on your skin, penetrate your skin, absorb into your body through your pores. And as you inhale, just draw this pure divine light in through your pores and into your tissues. And this light is like electricity. So let it just come in through your sensory perceptions there, your nervous system. And let it travel through the electrical system of your body, your nervous system. And let it just cleanse and purify. This, the nervous system can carry a lot of information right? And stored information from your past. So let this light, as it travels through, let it just cleanse and purify any of that old information that's not serving your highest good at this point in time in your life. Clean up any of the frayed parts or the parts that are, I want to say misaligned, but aligned according to what they needed to be aligned for a previous state that's no longer relevant in your life right now. And let it bring your nervous system into the present moment, into the state that's needed for this present moment, cleansing, purifying. And as this light travels through your nervous system, right? Your nervous system touches everything in your body. Just let it travel toward that central channel, that spinal column in your brain, and just cleansing and purifying. And also your enteric nervous system, that big nerve bundle, that nervous system in your belly that touches into all of your digestive organs. And just let it come into your central channel and let it meet that pure light at the center of your body. It's got that pure light that runs through the top of your head, and it runs through the top of your head and vertically along the core of your body, halfway front to back, halfway side to side. Just let this light, as it streams in, meet in with that pure light at your center. And till there is no inner and no outer, but only one light. And this, as you take an inhale, draw in that light into the center of your body and feel it along your vertical core if you can, or sense it in whatever way you sense. And as you exhale, drop down, land into your pelvic bowl. And so let yourself, as you draw that in, it's all of those parts of yourself that are perhaps scattered in various places, right? Connected with different thoughts or different activities. Just let that also be drawn into your vertical core. Exhale, drop down, land into your pelvic bowl. And when you do, anchor into your hips, into that center of gravity that's about 4 finger widths beneath your belly button and halfway, like drop back into your body, halfway front to back. Drop back into your body and anchor into, that is your center of gravity. Anchor into that space and then lean into this vertical core and let your conscious body really stand in that core of light, and just let that light permeate through you as you stand in that light and you just immerse into that light. And again, with each inhale, just draw all of the parts of yourself to join you as you immerse into that light. And lean back into the back of your heart space and toward the back of your heart. And then from here, turn your heart center to face into the light right in front of you. And again, together, let's call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your unconditional love. Just imagine, perceive, feel this unconditional love as it streams into the space right in front of you. And turn your heart center to face right into this stream of unconditional love. And as you do, use your heart center like a breathing portal and breathe in through that portal, breathing that unconditional love deep into your heart center, as deep as you can. And as you exhale, just release any of the clutter or the tension, the blocks, the barriers, as much as is ready to let go in this moment. And as you take that next inhale, draw that unconditional love deeper into your heart. And again, just upright your spine, lengthen your spine. Lean back into that vertical core. Receive that unconditional love in through your heart center, breathing that in, leaning back into the back of your heart as you're anchored into your pelvic bowl. Anchored into your pelvic bowl, leaning back into your heart. Breathing in that unconditional love, right? You're immersed in that light, and that unconditional love is just pouring in through your heart. And what does love do? It loves. It loves. So let your heart receive that love and feel loved and be loved. Let your entire being be loved as you stand in this pure, pure divine light. It is the core of your being, and feel yourself loved. Breathe that in and receive. Breathe it in and receive. And again, let's bring everything to the center. And together, let's call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your eternal compassion. Eternal means beyond this time and space realm, this limited time-space dimension, the unilateral time-space dimension that we appear to live in. Eternal means that it holds and contains this entire existence is held and contained in eternal compassion. This womb of compassion, a container of pure compassion. So again, as you just imagine, perceive, feel yourself completely contained and immersed in this safe, protective womb of compassion, let it surround you, hold you, support you. Compassion it loves, it's completely and totally accepting, right? Accepts you as you are. It holds you, it loves you, it supports you, it believes in you. Compassion, this pure compassion. So again, upright, standing, immersed in this light, leaning back into your heart, receiving this unconditional love as it washes through you and over you, and through your heart, being loved, and rest your entire being into this womb of safety, this womb of compassion, this womb of complete and total acceptance. Complete and total acceptance. And from here, just our topic today, right? Move into our topic of restoring self-trust. Restoring self-trust. So just notice, is there a place in you, you might recognize it as something that is hiding, some place where you're holding something back that is like, feels like a tension. That's how I experience it in myself. It feels like a tension. It wants to come out, but when I express it, it feels like it's holding back from that full expression, because maybe fear of judgment, because maybe fear of, whatever, right? Or maybe there's a part of you that really wants to like go for something, express something, but it feels held back. Or maybe you're aware of a place where you've made a mistake, where you felt humiliated, embarrassed, shamed, or you're feeling guilty about something that you did before, and that self-talk is really overcoming you, and you're holding that in, right? So if you notice something like that, again, as best you can, keep yourself centered into this light and this love and this compassion. Be a witness to what comes up. Be a witness to what comes up, and just notice. Just notice what might come up. And as this comes up, just going to lift it up and out, like up and out of your heart space or wherever you experience in your body, and just hold it into this space in the center of the circle. And just again, breathing in that light and that love and compassion, and just be a witness to this place. Be a witness through the eyes of compassion and unconditional love. right? And that light that shines on, remember that light illuminates truth. As my teacher used to say, don't stop with the outside pictures, go behind and behind and behind and behind until you see the truth, until you get to the truth. What does that mean? That the truth of every being is one who is connected to love. Perhaps we've lost our knowing of that connection, and there's a place in us that yearns for it. And from that yearning for it and not knowing where it is, we can make a lot of what appears to be like mistakes, right? And then we feel the embarrassment, we feel the shame, we feel the humiliation, especially if somebody's been there to really point out our mistakes for us. Had that happen a time or 1,000. So just know you're not alone. This happens for everyone. And as you might have a sense of an exact occurrence, an exact situation where this happened. And if you do, just imagine that person, who you were at that time, your age, whatever, if you have an image of yourself, and just hold that in that space of love and compassion right in front of you, right in the center of our circle. And just imagine, and if you see a part of yourself, imagine how you would be if this were a child that you love and care about, or a best friend, and you want to help and support them. So imagine how your heart would feel toward that person. And just let your heart, if you can, feel the compassion and the caring and the kindness and the love that you would feel, especially when you know their pain. You know the pain and anguish that they have felt from their own experience of having made a mistake. We all have that, right? It kind of gets conglomerated into a bundle and shoved inside, and we might not be able to recognize it until we unpack it. But that's a part of the package that's shoved inside, right? So let's let it be unpacked, let it unfold, and be present with that. And let's just hold that and let's bring in that Ho'oponopono prayer, right? It's a 4-part prayer, very simple. As you meet that place as best you can, heart to heart, with love and compassion, and just repeat the Ho'oponopono directly to that previous self, or maybe it's just an idea or a sense that you have. Just let it be like a ball in front of you, and repeating, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry, right? And just let your heart really feel it. Perhaps it's, I'm sorry for self-abandonment, right? Because in these times we do abandon ourselves. We shove that part down. We deny it. We hold it. We can kind of keep it in place for a long time. We don't let it receive its full expression and kind of complete the cycle, the process of healing. So even if it's just for having held it in for so long, whatever that may be for you, just, I'm sorry. Or I'm sorry that this happened to you. Or I'm sorry for what you've been feeling. Whatever that may be for you, just let it be real and let your heart feel it. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Right? Please forgive me for holding it in so long. Please forgive me for the mistake I made. Whatever feels real for you, whatever feels real and honest for you, just let it be. Whatever wants to unfold, whatever wants to unpack. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Right? And when we ask for forgiveness, The other part of that is receiving the forgiveness, letting that cycle complete itself. Not, I'm bad, I'm bad, I'm bad, and going down that dark spiral, but allow the forgiveness because it moves both ways. When you ask, it is given. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Right? I'm sorry is that remorse that kind of says, I'm not gonna like hold this in anymore. I'm really gonna like meet it now. So I'm changing that trajectory, right? It's like a turning point. And then the please forgive me is like opening yourself to receive the forgiveness. So let it be received by both you and the image of the situation or yourself that is in front of you. Let you both receive the forgiveness. I love you. I love you. Let yourself really connect in love with yourself, this younger version of yourself, or the image, or the situation in front of you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. The gratitude for the connection, for the perseverance, for the time that's been spent in this connection, in this relationship, and for the restoration that is happening through this process. So again, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. As we move through this process, let's call on the unseen support team, the prophets, the saints, the perfected ones, the angels, the healers, the helpers, the guides, the teachers, all who are here to support you on your journey to healing and wholeness, and everything in between, right? Always here. Call on them and just ask for help to release the energy from your previous previous self and your current self, just to release anything that's ready to release, lighten any intensity, any burden, any pain, any distress. And as it does, just let that inner light, that part of you that connects you to your inner knowing, your knowing self, just let that come through, let that shine through. And let that really take up this space in your core, and bringing your heart back, heart to heart and face to face with that idea, image, or previous self that's in front of you. And just let that connection be cleared so that you have really that connection and that sense between you, a clearer pathway, a more uplifted heart, and let that connection strengthen. And let's do a little more Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry. Let it continue to clear. Please forgive me. I love you. I thank you. And allow the unseen support team to continue to clear the space as you focus on your heart-to-heart connection with this part of yourself. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I thank you. In any of that embarrassment, the humiliation, the shame, the guilt, just let it be seen, let it be loved, let it be like forgiven, and let it be released. Just let it be released. Right? The nature of those energies is that they turn inward and hide. Right? That's what humiliation does. That's what shame does. That's what guilt does. That's what embarrassment does. It turns inward and hide. So here we are bringing it to the surface to be seen and to be loved and to be completely and totally accepted and understood as best we can. Right? And just let it be seen. Let the light touch it and let it lift. Let the emotion of it, the sensation of it lift. Right? So that you are face to face and heart to heart with yourself from a place of love and compassion and acceptance and understanding as best you can. Okay, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I thank you. Our younger selves didn't always have it so easy, right? But they persevered and they got through a heck of a lot of stuff. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I thank you. Right? And just see that image of you in front of yourself. See that like coming out of its shell. See the inner light and the inner spark within that part of yourself. Just see it getting brighter and brighter as this part of you is no longer folded in and like internalizing, but like let the light shine and see that part of you standing strong and standing tall, like beginning to lift up. As again, you meet it. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I thank you. Right? And let it strengthen. Feel it strengthen. Feel it getting stronger. Feel it lifting up, standing upright, right? Taking up its space that it's meant to take up. Doesn't need to hide anymore. Let it stand. Let the spine upright and lengthen, right? Let the legs strengthen underneath it. Let the whole body be strong and let that inner light have space to shine, right? And it doesn't have to get real big or bright. Just see that spark and feel that spark from the core, like taking up its core space as the body gets straight and strong. Yeah, I am sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And now begin to just kind of feel yourself merging with this tall, strong, vibrant part of yourself, right? And start to feel your own body strengthening in the same way, like your spine lengthening and being upright. Feel that strength along your own spine and that light along your own core. That strength along your own spine and that light along your own core. And again, like inhale, drawing all the parts of yourself into that core. Exhale, drop down, land into that center of gravity at the center of your pelvic bowl, upright, and stand in that core light. Right? You're anchored into your hips. You're feeling that core, that center of gravity at your core, and that wellspring of life force energy that stems from that energy center in the very center of your body. And just let that fill your entire core. Your entire core is just your pure light, strengthening your spine and your bones in your body. Breathing into your heart, leaning into your heart, right? While your spine is straight. Really strengthening your body as you're seeing this part of you strengthening in front of you. And let yourself really meet this part of yourself from this place, from this strengthened, vibrant place, right? And again, heart to heart, really making a strong connection with this part of yourself. Really making that strong connection. Feel the heart to heart connection. Feel the light to light, the vibrance, really vibrating and resonating together. And just let yourself merge, like invite this part of yourself, forgiven, standing in its light and its beauty and its strength. Invite it back into your body to take up the space that it's meant to inhabit within you, right? Just letting that part come in and letting that vibrant strength, that strong self, right? The original self, let it grow up within you and really take up the space in the core of your body, merging with you. There's a divine name called Fu. Fu. It might be a little bit hard to say, Fu, but what it means is the absolver, right? It is the one that, like, it excavates the wounds and, like, takes everything out and heals it and restores everything to what it was before the wound ever occurred. And any of the stuff that came from the wound, it's like takes you back to that time before the wound ever occurred, to your strong, vibrant self. But you get to retain all of the wisdom that you've gained from the experience, right? So it's like you have that wisdom that you've gleaned, the evolution of your soul, and your entire being gets to go back to that spark of light and joy that you were before. And we'll call on that divine name of Fu, the absolver. And just let your entire being, like as you're merging back with your core self, let that Afu, that divine power of Afu, just move through you and like merge the parts of yourself as it completely takes away any signs of the wounds or the affliction, anything that happened from that point, restoring you to that vibrant core self with that purpose and passion and that joy. Again, wisdom stays intact. You've learned what you needed to learn from that. Even if you haven't processed it all mentally, like your energy body, your consciousness has taken that in, and it will make its way into your conscious awareness. Things come in vibrationally first, at least for me, they do. I know some people say they come in mentally and then the body has to process it. For me, it comes in vibrationally and then my mind has to process it. So whatever way that comes in for you, just know that it's coming in and your being will process it. And let's just do one more thing. Speaking of the processing, just imagine, if you're a mental processor especially, just imagine this very center of your head space, like your skull is a ball, and at the very center of that ball, just focus into that space. And again, we'll call on that pure divine light, the light to illuminate the truth, and just invite whatever consciousness shift, whatever awareness has come in for you, just invite it into that space to be illuminated by this pure divine light and assimilated into your mental processing, into your brain and your nervous system processing, and into any mental belief patterns, and invite your mental belief patterns to take in the awareness and the knowledge of whatever is coming with this. And just focus on that pure ball of light right in the center of your head with the intention that it's clearing any of the old beliefs, the thoughts, and resetting that to your core light and your truth. And just imagine that light that travels down your vertical core through your throat, resetting your identity, how you show up in the world, how you're perceived in the world, how you express yourself, is letting it purify that space as well. And that core light moving down into your heart space. This heart is the inner knowing, right? Really connecting you in with your inner knowing, your wisdom, that divine intellect and knowledge really comes through the heart. And just let that settle into your heart, that really connects you, your knowing in with your heart. And let it cleanse and purify your heart. Any of the emotional pain that you feel there, any of that remorse or regret, just let that be cleansed and purified as that inner knowing is like really brought into your conscious awareness and aligned at the core of your body. Right. So your thoughts and beliefs are cleared and purified and aligned. They're cleared and purified along with your how you show up and present yourself in the world, along with that inner knowing in your heart. And let that light travel down through your solar plexus. And just let that loosen up a little bit in the solar plexus. And let it like that personal strength and power just kind of take its space there in a natural way. As this light then travels down into that pelvic bowl, into that center of gravity space that we've been talking about. This is your I am center, right? This is where you be. And just let who you be align with the knowing in your heart and the thoughts and the beliefs in your head. But actually who you be is like your transformed self, right? Your integrated, transformed, enlightened self. As much as enlightenment is what's to come in through this particular situation that we've just moved through right here. Was let that anchor into your hips, anchor into your pelvic bowl, anchor into that center of gravity at the center of your pelvic bowl. If you imagine, again, like a ball, it sits into your hips, into your pelvis, and right in the center of that ball, down a little bit, kind of like an egg, right? Where the center of gravity would be down a little bit lower. And you can feel that center of gravity in your body, right? It's where your balance really comes in, and you've got just a wellspring of life force energy that springs like a well from that space. Let it really just drop in and anchor into that space and be. Kun fayakun, be and it is. Be and it is, be and it is. Kun fayakun, kun fayakun. Let it be. And who you be, now connected and aligned with what you know, connected and aligned with what you believe and your thoughts and beliefs. Let that all be anchored and connected as one. And just feel that light as best you can moving through the core of your body, between your head, your heart, your pelvic bowl, and really dropping down into your hips, and let it move through your legs and all the way through to your feet. And stretch out your feet, feel your feet connected to the earth. You can circle your shoulders and stretch out your arms, circle your wrists and stretch your fingers, and just feel your vibrant light, right? The light at your core, just taking up. Remember, the light doesn't leave your core, just like the filament of a light bulb. That electricity runs along the center. And as more and more electricity runs along the center, that filament gets brighter and the light shines a little brighter, right? But the electricity stays at the core to strengthen and radiate and fill your entire globe, your sphere of your energy body that surrounds your physical space. All right, so one more time, inhale, draw all of your energy into your vertical core. Exhale, drop down, land into your pelvic bowl. Anchor into your center of gravity, lean into your spine, rest into the back of your heart, and breathe in that pure divine light, unconditional love, eternal compassion, the forgiveness, the gratitude, and the love. All right, with that, I'm going to end this recording for now. We'll open for Q&A. If you're listening to the recording, you're invited to join us live on Sundays at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. U.S. Pacific Time. Find information for joining us live at communityforconsciousliving.com, communityforconsciousliving.com. While you're there, sign up to receive the reminders and the replays. When you do, you'll receive 2 free gifts. One is a one-sheet, a downloadable one-sheet reminder of who and what we are, why we're here, what this earth journey is about, to help us keep things in perspective. The second one is a 15-minute downloadable guided meditation to help you connect with that pure divine light, unconditional love, eternal compassion that is the truth of who you are at your core. I hope you'll download that, make that a part of your daily practice at least once a day, because we need a reminder as much as possible. All right, with that, I thank you very much for being here. I love you very much. I'll see you next week. If you're not with us, and if you're with us, stay on. We're opening now for Q&A.